It's in the game.
Welcome to EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. I'm Sir Nick, and this is the Road to the Masters. Before we head out to the course, let's create your golfer. Welcome to EA Sports PGA Tour, the exclusive home of major, powered by official PGA Tour ShotLink and TrackMan. As your golf game improves, so does your. The tee is yours at 30 of the. Customize your experience. Select your gameplay preferences here. That's it. Now take a minute to look around or select Quick Play to get out to the course.
EA Sports coverage of the world of golf brings us to the place where it all began. They've been playing golf here since the 15th century on the old course at St. Andrews. Alongside Frank Navalo, I'm Rich Lerner. And Frank, here we are at the old lady, the old course at St. Andrews. And this golf course has confounded so many through the centuries. What are a couple of keys to being successful here?
Well, if you're a recreational player and you're struggling a bit, then you play to the middle of the golf course. But if you really want to challenge the great course, then the best line around the whole golf course is down the right. And that's actually where the trouble is. So if you can hug the right side, because remember, there's so many double greens here and they have a central bunker. So if you're coming from the right side of the golf course, there's always a better avenue to every single flag you're attacking.
Oh no. Oh, and that runs all the way through on these rock-hard fairways and into the burn here at one. A big mistake off the tee. So the drop taken, and now he'll try to find some way to fashion an up and down from where he is and still get out of here with a par. Oh, off the flagstick. Oh.
It's only the first hole, and the touch, as we can see, is sadly lacking.
13 feet away. +1 in the early going. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green.
Oh, he is really striping it here in the early part of the round. There's another big one off the tee. A little under 90 yards left here for his second.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
Let's bring in Nota Begay III for a look at birdie.
And not too much break on this, maybe a little to the right, but it's going back up the hill, so we can't leave it short.
Ooh, good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet.
I tried to warn him. You have to hit it.
And he will sink that without a whole lot of trouble. It's par here at the second after the opening bogey. On the tee box here at the third now. Frank, all these holes look relatively straightforward. Can a golfer get lured in a kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the old course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the third hole, even shorter than the second, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the third and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
Well, he's taking a big run at this. Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. This a shade better than 50% on the make percentage. It's for birdie. Nicely done right there. He'll regain the shot he lost at the first. It's a birdie here at number 3. At the fourth hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is two ways to play the fourth off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St. Andrews. Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though.
So from the rough, his second here at the fourth.
I always knew that was going to be a good shot when it left the club face. What's that, 8 or 9 feet? Excellent shot.
a straightforward look here for birdie. Yes, nicely done. It's in for birdie, and it's into red figures now at 1 under par. Hole number 5 of the first par 5 we've seen today. This fairway looks like it narrows quite a bit, Frank. Are you thinking eagle when you step up onto the tee?
Well, you could, especially if you've got a little bit of breeze behind you, but it's quite wide in the driving area with the exception of those 3 bunkers on the right that just sort of pop out. But if you can get it past those, this par 5, very reachable.
Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. Now a big spot here for something good. This is a short second to the par 5. Well, that one had to feel good.
Yeah, it struck it so well. You could see that by the reaction of that ball when it hit the green. Landed so softly.
This only about 5 feet for birdie. Not a problem. That's in for birdie, and that score moves to 2 under par. You gotta love the names of the bunkers here, don't you? They tell you all you need to know. Those coffin bunkers, you hit it in there, you're dead.
It might be in the rough, but that was absolutely crushed.
Ball sitting okay here for his second here at the 6th. You got to think 2 putts will work out fine from here, but this is a long look for birdie. I'll tell you what, lag putting, such an underrated part of the game, and that is well done there. So some good putting on display. That's an easy tap for his par. Heading now to the 359-yard par 4-7. Accuracy off the tee is critical. Best line is a little left of the flag on the 11th green. Biggest issue here is avoiding the shell bunker short of the putting surface. Well, this looks really good. I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one.
Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and oh, this is a long, long putt coming back.
Well, too bad right there. It's a bogey. A solid putt in any event. And back to 1 under par. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long, long birdie putts here.
And this is going to be in the short grass just off to the left. So that one, Frank, came out way too hot.
Just goes to show what happens when you don't find these greens in regulation. Now, he's looking at 2 putts. Maybe 3 from where he is.
Yeah, that's a nice putt. Getting it there up the hill was half the battle. This got there just a little wide of the mark. So he'll finish that off. It'll be back-to-back bogeys here, and it'll drop him back down to even for his round. Frank, the old course all about avoiding the pot bunkers. They're so nasty. This is a good example here, the 9th hole.
Yeah, the pot bunkers really to be avoided are the ones in the middle of the fairway, but there are some that sneak in on the left side, plus that gorse on the left. If you can carry that last one, which is called the end hole, then there's a chance to perhaps drive this green.
Beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway. From well down the fairway, this a bit of a tricky distance for his second. Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
And the computer dials this one up at 26 feet. Okay, didn't quite get it there, but that's a decent effort. Okay, so it's a bogey for him here at the 9th. And the card will show he goes out in 37, 1 over par. Starting off the backside here at St. Andrews with the 340-yard par 4 10th, named in honor of the great Bobby Jones, 1927 Open champion and 1930 amateur champion. Right center off the tee, ideal. The fairway narrows around 280 yards, but the green is drivable. Oh, this is a big chance, but it's looking good. What a display of power and precision off the tee. On the green here on the par 4 in 1. Now from right around 15 feet, this for an eagle. Oh yes, that is why you try to drive this green, to potentially give yourself putts like that, and he gets it to go down for an eagle too. Frank, another famous hole, this time the par 311.
Yeah, this hole was made famous by the left bunker, which is called the Hill, where Bobby Jones, when he first played St. Andrews, couldn't get the ball out of the bunker, so in the end he actually ripped up his scorecard. A lot's changed since then, but the hole hasn't lost its luster. Well, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. He'll take that, no doubt. That'll be a birdie putt coming up here at 11. Boy, that's a good stroke. Just a fraction off target, but you can't get the speed any better than that. A shake of the head there, that nearly a birdie, but they'll have to be content with a par. Now at the 12th, and Frank, when you put the peg in the ground here, are you licking your chops?
Well, you are, unless you're playing into a head breeze, because if you are playing a head breeze, then you've got to worry about the 4 bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway. Touch of help, or if you're a long hitter, then all you've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker just short of this green. There is gorse left and right.
Uh-oh, that's not going as intended.
Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though. A little chip shot does not need to be hit that hard.
Birdie putt coming up, but you gotta think anything inside of 7 or 8 feet here is pretty darn good. Well, that's all you want right there. Just lag it down, don't get too crazy, and now just to tap in left. So after a heck of a putt to get it to tap-in range, he finishes that off for his par. Frank, how about the bunkers here at 13? A rather ominous-sounding name.
Yeah, the coffins, and they are that for a reason. If you finish up in there, well, the best you'll probably ever do is make a bogey, unless you're an absolute genius. That'll be avoided, certainly off the tee. If you do, it's still a difficult hole. The second shot, unless you hit a perfect tee shot, will be blind.
This one working up the right side.
Well, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
Second shot coming up. Let's bring in Iona Stephen.
Yeah, we're looking at 132 yards to the flagstick. Although the ball is sitting down a little in this rough, he's going to have to come in steep and dig it out.
Well, it just comes up a little shy of the flag, but all in all, a good shot out of that rough.
Here we go. This one for birdie. Not that time. Pretty good effort, but it'll wander a couple of feet by. So we'll finish that off for his par to remain 1 under for the round. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also a possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up.
That second shot took some force on this par 5 just to get it into the green side bunker. Now well positioned, especially with a little savvy bunker shot.
Not an ideal result there. Hoping to maybe get this close. It is on the green, but not where you want to be. Got it there, but not quite on target.
Yeah, I think he's going to be very disappointed that he never gave that a chance to get to the hole.
Yep, good work not to let that get away, and that's in for a par. Frank, the 15th here at the Old Course, just a classic example of links golf, where you might be aiming for something that isn't even on the golf course.
Exactly. There's a nice line there in between the two humps that you can see in front of you off the tee. If you keep looking down, you'll see the church steeple. That's the perfect line for the tee shot. Got to be careful with the second shot coming up. You see the 16th tee and out of bounds to the right of this green, and that little pot bunker that protects the front.
And that, I do believe, is into the bunker. Iona, a second coming up.
Yeah, you know, it's all very well having distance off the tee, but the Old Course, she's a canny old bird and she's still got a few tricks up her sleeve.
these awkward distance bunker shots. You know, the ones that are not too close and they're not full ones out of the bunker. You got to hit them spot on just to get the ball close enough to have a chance to make the putt.
That's going to scoot a foot or two by. So we'll tidy that up for his par, and he'll remain in red figures at 1 under. Frank, the 16th hole, there was a time in my life when I was in 4th grade, I would have really enjoyed hitting the principal's nose. But that's not a good thing here?
Well, I'd like to think you graduated past 4th grade, but and if you did, then you'd be very aware of the principal's nose. You'd hit it left, it'd be a little longer in for your second shot.
Whoo, some big drives today. That might be the biggest of the bunch. The big drive got him here. Now a short one for his second. Maybe not what you're hoping for from that number, but no damage. It's on the green. Gonna have to give this a pretty good thump. This is well back there and into the hill. Yeah, that's a nice putt. Getting it there up the hill was half the battle. This got there just a little wide of the mark. Oh. Okay, no problem with that one. Here it is, folks. You've heard about it. The road hole at St. Andrews. Iconic 455-yard par 4 17th. Tee shot must carry the railway sheds, and the approach has to avoid a deep pot bunker, not to mention the road on the right. Devilish. This started toward the left side.
It might be in the rough, but that was absolutely crushed.
So now with the ball below his feet, got to be careful this doesn't go right.
That's a good shot out of the rough. Really controlled the lack of spin out of the grass. Ball didn't jump either, so did not go over the green.
Oh, yes. Very impressive right there. And that goes down for a birdie. Well, this is when you just want to soak in, pull out your phone, take some pictures. The R&A clubhouse in the distance. It is not a long hole by any stretch, just 357 yards, and it's wide open. The Valley of Sin, maybe you drive it down there. When you walk over the Swilcan Bridge, you're going to stop, you're going to take some pictures, you're going to tuck those away for a long time. This is a special finishing hole. It's not just a hole, it's an experience. Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there. From the fairway, Iona, this his second.
Well, it was an impressive effort off the tee, but here we are in the Valley of Sin. A piece of land that's fraught with enough history to earn its own biblical surname.
So this for a finishing birdie at 18.
And this putt might just try to get away to the right, but not much at all.
Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and that just skips a foot or so by. So a tap in there, that's for par at the last, and that will finish off a 1-under round of 71. Well, Frank, how do you begin to sum up what we've seen at the birthplace of golf today? The course, the scenery, the weather, the play. It was really all vintage St. Andrews.
Absolute pleasure to play the old course once again, Rich. You can see how technology might have changed it. There's a few more par fours that are reachable these days for the longer hitters, but still, it's a great memory of where golf started, where it is now, and where it's going to be.
And with that, for my colleague Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner for EA Sports saying so long from Scotland.